Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. In today's video, I want to talk to you today about learning how to respect God so that you can also learn how to respect your husband, right? So, I'm currently reading this book. It's called Love and Respect, right? The love she most desires and the respect he desperately needs. So I highly recommend for my God ordained spouses, for my wives in waiting, to go and purchase your copy of this book over on Amazon, because it will teach you, it will teach the wives how to respect your husband, and it will also teach the husband how to love your wife, okay? Because I do believe that this is what's missing, in our relationship. This will help, when we get an understanding of what it means to respect a man, and when a man get an understanding of what it means to love my wife, and we both begin to speak one another language, we will see less conflict, less disagreement, and more love, okay? More respect, right? And so I highly recommend, like I said, to go pick up a copy of that book, Love and Respect. It will bless your entire life, okay? Now, in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22, all the way down to 25, it started off by commanding the wives to submit to your husband as to the Lord, right? And then when you go down to verse 25, it commands the husband to love your wife just as Christ loved the church. Now, as I was stating, where the problem comes in at is most women don't understand what respect means to a man, or even how to communicate respect to, your husband, right? How do I speak the language called respect to my king, right? And most men doesn't really understand, well, how do I properly love my wife, right? Because just buying her gift all the time, yeah, she might, she's going to appreciate that, but if her love language isn't, receiving gift, if that's not her love language, then she's just going to do is appreciate it, but she's still going to feel a emptiness or a void, okay? So you want to make sure, you are really understanding, well, how do I properly love my queen? And for my wives, you want to understand, how do I properly respect my king? Because a man, your husband, he wants to know at the end of the day, he want to know that his wife respect him as a man. She respect him as the head. She respect him as the leader. She respects him, how he wake up every single day to protect and provide for his family. He wants to know this. He want to feel it, okay? And when you cause your husband, your king, to feel respected, he's going to naturally reciprocate that love back to you, wives, okay? So this is why it's important for us during this time to learn what these things mean so that we can begin to communicate it. But I want to talk about in this video, because when you're single, single individuals are concerned about the Lord's affair, right? So for my wives in waiting, right, my God ordained wives, right, we are concerned about the Lord's business, right? God is our husband, you are God's wife, okay? So right now, part of this preparation season is for you to learn how to respect God. Learn how to respect your husband, right? And I'm referring to God. Because if you can learn how to respect God, then you could take the same, principle. You could take the same way how you're responding to God. And when it's time for you to step into this marriage, you're going to naturally respect your husband. You're going to naturally respect your king, right? The way how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if I'm respecting God, I'm gonna naturally respect my king, right? If I'm obedient to God, I'm gonna be very submissive to my king. You see how this works, right? So, like I said, you have to order the book to learn what is respect to a man, right? I could talk about it in this video, but it's nothing like it. It's nothing like when you sit down and read it for yourself, okay? And that's what I'm going to encourage everyone to do. Order the copy of the book, read it for yourself, get a better understanding of it, okay? This is how we prepare, okay, to enter into our next, right? But when we talk about learning how to respect God, right, again, respect the fact that God has you and your God ordained spouse in this divine separation, right? In this season of divine separation. Respect that, because divine separation is for both of y'all good, right? So respect that God has your best interest at heart, and that he's causing a divine separation to take place so that, you know, y'all can go through this preparation season, right? Another thing you want to respect is how God is showing up for you, how he's working on your behalf. Don't get so focused on, you know, how long it's taking. No, look at what God is doing and how he is going before you and working on your behalf, okay? Respect how God is vindicating your name, right? Respect how God is, you know, doing correction where correction is needed, okay? Appreciate God's desire to protect you as his daughter. Appreciate it. Because he could have just let you stay and allow the enemy to overtake you. But God is a good father to where he would begin to speak to his children and say, it's time to let go. I need you to go over there and work on this while I go over here and get this together over here, right? So appreciate God's desire, you know, his desire to want to protect you, right? Also appreciate God's desire to provide for you, because, you know, when we talk about provision, how God is providing, it's not just financially. God is also providing, you know, answers. He's providing, you know, correction, right? He's providing all type of things that you're not even aware of, okay? So appreciate that about God. Also, you want to respect God's timing, because if there was no such thing as God's timing, and you were to enter into this God ordained marriage, when you think you should enter into it, you would sabotage it before it even gets started. You know how we talk about false start? That's exactly what you would continue to see. False start. You would continue to go from heartache, you know, to heartache, right? You just broken heart to broken heart, right? Because this is all you doing. But God said, no, it's all about God's timing, right? It's all about, you know, because there's no delay in God. No, you know, there's no delay in God. You know, God is always on. He's always on time. Even when it seems like he is late, he's still on time. Okay? So there's no delay in God, and I respect God's timing, okay? Because when God shows up, it's always on time, okay? You begin to appreciate, like, thank you, God, for not allowing me to have it last year, because I wasn't ready, right? We weren't ready last year. You know, we would have sabotaged it, right? So I appreciate God for that. But respect how God desired this relationship with you, how he desired to be friends with you, how he desired to be your father, right? I was just speaking yesterday on the live I did on Overcoming Shame, but I was sharing how, you know, I was just praising God for even considering to choose a husband for me. That was a big deal for me, right? I'm like, God, you love me this much to where you would go and pick out my husband for me? You care about me this much, right? That really spoke to my heart, you know? It communicates that he cares about me, and he just doesn't want me with anybody, right? So, you know, I was just being very appreciative to God about that. But look at all of what God is doing, right? And I want you to respond to him in a way that communicates respect to God, okay? Because like I said, if you can learn how to respect God, when God usher you into your God-ordained marriage, you're going to naturally know how to respect your king, okay? And this is what it's all about. Learning how to respect your king, and your king learning how to love his queen. All right. So I am Tequila Coleman. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and leave me a positive comment. I'll talk to you all real soon. Take care.